Hello, everybody, and welcome into another edition of Inside Cornerstone, your weekly look at everything going on at Cornerstone First Global Methodist Church here in Alexander City, Alabama. I'm Brett Pritchard alongside Billy Coleman, the pastor at Cornerstone First Global. It's always good to see you, Coach. It's been a couple of weeks since we've been back together, so.
Yeah, we've had some challenges in our family, and we're just going to keep plowing the road and see, what happens.
I do want to give an update on Shireen. Hopefully everything's going okay.
Well, first off, I want to thank everybody for all the prayers. I mean, we can feel them. The difficulty of that situation is she has a really, really bad infection, and they don't know what's caused it. And until they get it down to a point where they can start checking, and they're not there yet. But I think they will get there, and they'll find out what it is. But really appreciate the prayers, though.
Well, yeah, absolutely. You just take it one day at a time in this world. So, I know
she's a warrior.
But it kind of
I'm telling you.
Yeah, she is.
She's tough.
She is. But yeah, hopefully they'll figure that out sooner.
They'll
or later.
figure it out.
But we're definitely going to continue to pray for
Well,
you guys and support,
that.
Because man, you support so many and are always out there visiting, and sometimes you have to take a little bit of a sidestep and take care of your own family. You know,
in this case,
that's right. I mean,
I'm still able to make all the events, but I think what's probably suffering a little bit is my visitation to people that need it.
I think everybody understands.
I think they do. They have said
so.
that, yes.
We're glad to be here with you again.
Me too.
And another fun month ahead for us at Cornerstone First Global. We've got a lot going on. A lot of announcements will be coming up. Hopefully in the next couple of weeks, and some things that are going to be happening within our church and with our Jacob's Ladder program, and some other things on down the line that, we've been pushing one announcement off, seems like, for 14 years.
But maybe we should name the decade.
Maybe we should. But we are working, and I think a lot of times people don't understand, and I think we had this conversation on this show. A lot of times we want it now, and we think things are right for us to do it right now. And it's in God's hands. It's in God's timing. And I definitely think what we kid about on here a lot of times on some things, we'll eventually get there. We'll eventually make it to that finish line, but it may not be. And me and you're a little impatient about things.
I was behind the door when they passed out patience. What is patience?
I don't even know what that is. I didn't get any. I got zero. So and everybody that's ever worked with me and deals with me understands that.
That makes us quite the pair, doesn't it?
It does. Yeah. Maybe we need to talk about Job a little bit.
Oh, well, good gracious. Yeah, right.
But it really, I think we all kind of, and this is the world we live in now, we want things immediately. And look, I think a lot of things happen in their timing, in God's timing, for a reason.
Sure.
And so we'll get to that when that time comes. But we are still, I did want to say, the reason I brought that up is there's a lot of things in the background that people don't see and aren't privy to. Sure. And for reasons being because it's not time to let people know about them yet. So when those days come, when things are ready to be announced, we're going to announce it.
I'm for it. Put me down for
I may be 92 years old by the time that happens.
Well, do you know if that happens, I'm 130.
We'll just keep rocking along.
Will we? I guess we will.
So, but this month is a big month, and you've been speaking at several places. I know you're going to talk about that a little bit later on. We had a good service this past Sunday. Starting to get into the summer route, and it's already getting hot outside.
I've noticed.
I mean, everybody was kind of complaining a little bit a month ago. It's like, man, it's still cold.
Not anymore.
And then it just kind of boom, it kind of snaps, and then you all of a sudden are touching 90 degrees. But we are getting into the summer months, which means a lot of activities. for everybody. You know, school will be out here in a few weeks. I do want to talk about that because, man, it feels like yesterday.
It's flying, bro.
It feels like yesterday we talked about last year's graduating class.
I agree. I mean,
And your sermon to those seniors.
yeah.
And we're just a couple of Sundays away from Senior Sunday.
That's unbelievable.
It really is.
I'm going to be getting out Christmas decorations before we know it.
You know what?
I mean, what in the world?
Let's just leave them out. I mean, it just saves time.
Some people do, I've noticed.
Hey, we can just do Easter, Christmas, all at one time.
Yeah,
we'll just keep it out year
time
round.
is flying by.
But we do have Confirmation Sunday coming up this Sunday. I'll start
Yeah,
there.
okay.
Big week for those kids as they make that transition, and it's a big time in our church. These kids reach the end of that journey and they start a new journey. So I'll let you kind of talk about what confirmation is in our church, and what the process is for that age group of kids as they transition out of children into the youth program, and kind of take that next step.
Well, confirmation is a year-long process where when you reach a certain age, you go through a series of leadership lessons, opportunities to go out and see the faith of other things and others, and to try to make a decision if you want to accept Christ as your Savior. You know, we think of that as, I think usually, don't we, Brett, that somebody is heart is stirred, they come down to the altar, or either in their heart that day, they make a decision to follow and accept Christ. Now, there's something really important here I think that we need to share. These 8 young people that are going through the confirmation process this year, they are exposed to the gospel and to what it means to accept Christ as your Savior. I have gone and talked to them. Other people have talked to them about it. Adam Sanders, who has spent a year with them, that's a wonderful adult guy that's been leading that. He's talked to them about it. You don't become a Christian by a process. You become a Christian by deciding you want to accept Him into your heart. And we've told those kids, if you're not ready to be baptized, and it's going to be this Friday in 2 days.
Right?
If you're not ready for that, no pressure. Nobody's going to pressure you to make a decision that you're not ready to make. But I think, based on my conversation with the confirmation group and others have talked to them, I think that all 8 of these have discovered in a really neat way that they want to be followers of Christ. I think they are going to accept Christ into their hearts. They are going to be baptized, and then we're going to recognize them into the church Sunday. So it's a process that I think is a great one, but I hope people realize we don't force it on these kids.
I think what I look at it as, it's an in-depth education of the Bible and what it means to be a Christian.
It absolutely is.
And again, at the end of that deal, that doesn't automatically translate or transition a person into, I want to be baptized, like you said. Right. You hope that at the end of that journey, that's what it will be the end result, that they will be moved, they will have a relationship with God that will lead them to say, look, I want to be saved and I want to be a follower of Jesus. But you're right. It is in each person's own timing and in God's timing of how they have and build that relationship.
And there are those who have, I don't know what you call it, accepted Christ in the more normal settings, and they weren't ready for it.
Right.
I mean, they had second thoughts about it.
Well, it doesn't mean anything to go up there and go through that and not have it in your heart.
It's got to be in your heart. That's right. And it is Christ entering into your life, into your heart, that gradually, not immediately maybe, but gradually takes over your decision making and leads you. And
baptism is just a profession of what you've already done.
Sure.
You know, that again,
yes.
that and I think we've said that on here before, that act, without it being in your heart, is just an act. It's just something that you went through.
Yeah.
That has really no meaning to it. But when you have it and you've turned your life over to Christ, then you show everybody, hey, this is my profession. that I'm going to be a follower.
And
of
those
Jesus.
are symbolic of what's going on inside.
That's right.
For sure.
All right, up against our first break. A lot more to come when we come back.
Hi, this is Brian Bice with Bice Motors. With our all-star lineup of Dodge trucks, Jeep, SUVs, and Chrysler cars, we offer the area a team dedicated to making your next vehicle purchase a positive experience. Our sales team offers competitive pricing, and we back up all sales with service department second to none. Bice Motors also offers the area's best selection of pre-owned vehicles. Visit Bice Motors at 2133 Cherokee Road in Alexander City.
Guaranteed lowest price. Buy it at Bice Motors.
Whether it's Lake Martin, Lay Lake, or Logan Martin, boaters from all over the state of Alabama come to Alex City Marine, just off Highway 280 in Alexander City, Alabama, because it's worth the drive. With the best deals on unbeatable Suzuki outboards, Manitou and Landau Tritoons, and a great pre-owned inventory while they last. Alex City Marine is the pros the locals know. And no matter where you're from, when you're here, you're local to us. Alex City Marine, just off Highway 280 in Alexander City, Alabama. AlexCityMarine.com.
Medicine Express Family Pharmacy, located conveniently at the corner of Airport Drive and Highway 280 in Alexander City, offers friendly service, convenient drive-through service, and can answer any questions on prescriptions and vitamins. Local family owned with 30-plus years of pharmacy experience, they also offer compounding services, which includes personalized hormone replacement, therapies, and pain gels. And they accept most insurance and discount cards. Go see them today at Medicine Express Family Pharmacy.
Amanda Scroggins with RE/MAX Around the Lake will cover every inch of Lake Martin's 880 miles of shoreline to find your family's dream home. Amanda's experience is top-notch, and she is consistently a top 10 RE/MAX agent in the state of Alabama. Her love for her clients is sincere and from the heart. Call her today at 256-749-6634 or visit her website, amandascroggins.com, today.
Hey, everybody, I'm Brett.
Billy?
And I'm Matt.
And we want you to join us each week for Inside Cornerstone. Coach, Matt, excited to have this show on every single day throughout the week leading up to Sunday.
Jesus Christ is going to be glorified in everything we do. You won't just be listening to messages. You're going to be hearing about things going on in our church.
And make sure you join us at our worship services 9 and 11 o'clock.
Join us each week right here on Inside Cornerstone on WAXC TV.
As your State Farm team, we will be there for you with the financial strength to deliver on our promises. Service that's a sure thing. You can think of us as your good neighbors who help protect what's important to you. We're here when you need us the most. You can call us 24/7 to get answers to your questions, file a claim, or see if we can find you more ways to save. We have many coverages and many discounts. We can help protect more areas of your life and find every discount you qualify for along the way. Please call us or visit 2048 Cherokee Road for coverage you can count on.
For 30 years, Derek Blythe has built a reputation in the Alexander City area as the family attorney. He's always been passionate about fighting for his clients because he believes everyone deserves an advocate in their corner. People of his community deserve to have someone in their corner to fight for them. And he loves making lasting relationships with those people and their family. Whether you're seeking child custody, divorce, visitation, looking for compensation after being injured in a car accident, probating an estate, dealing with a contractual dispute, fighting criminal charges, Eric Blythe is here for you.
Hi, this is Brian Bice with Bice Motors. With our all-star lineup of Dodge trucks, Jeep, SUVs, and Chrysler cars, we offer the area a team dedicated to making your next vehicle purchase a positive experience. Our sales team offers competitive pricing, and we back up all sales with service department second to none. Bice Motors also offers the area's best selection of pre-owned vehicles. Visit Bice Motors at 2133 Cherokee Road in Alexander City.
Guaranteed lowest price. Buy it at Bice Motors.
Welcome back, everyone, to Inside Cornerstone. Our website at the bottom of the screen, cornerstone-fgmc.org. To keep up with us there, you can join us on Facebook as well. Like us there, follow us. We'd love for you to be a part of us there through social media and to check out our latest happenings that we don't discuss on this show. We don't get to all of them here. We run out of time. Because we kind of go down rabbit holes sometimes, but that's okay. That's what we're here for.
I'd rather run out of time than twiddle our thumbs.
You'll never worry about that on this show. I can promise you that.
That's true.
Going back to Confirmation Sunday coming up, again, a big moment in our church. Mm-hmm. And so that class will I don't say graduate, but you kind of graduate out of that class. They'll go in to the youth program, and they're David Hand. And look, it is a rite of passage in our church because it's
regard,
like
yes.
our youth, which is a strong youth group. You know, they walk that walk at one point in time, and they look forward to bringing those kids over to join their group.
Right.
And then the next group will immediately fill in right behind this confirmation class, and they'll begin plans and things to
That's
get that
That's a pretty
class.
good process.
No, it is. It just
Instead of just harem, scare them.
right.
You know,
It's a cyclical process, but
It
you know,
is.
we talk about the gap when you get to college, and I want to go there here in just a minute because I'm going to use this show today to talk about, and I know we got a lot to get to that you want to discuss too, but I do want to talk about the month of May because it's a month of transition for a lot of people, especially our young people. They're ending a school year. They're going in to the summer months, and then they'll either prepare for the next grade or they've graduated, which we'll talk about here in just a minute, or they're either in college already. And Senior Sunday's coming up in a couple of weeks. We'll talk about that more too over the next couple of weeks. But that progression, Coach, when they get, you said it's a good cyclical process. It kind of is a good smooth transition. Well, when they graduate from high school, those kids move away, and we're starting a college ministry.
We are.
And it is, I've said it on here, and I know people are probably tired of hearing me say it. It is the hardest group to target because
Definitely.
when you have kids that leave and move off to go to school, they're not around the people that they've been around pretty much their whole life. They're starting a new journey, which is great. And it's hard for a church to start a youth, or I mean, not a youth, but a college ministry of kids from that church when they're off in different directions.
Oh, it's extremely hard.
So a lot of people have tried to figure that out, and it's hard. It's complex. I will say here at Central Alabama Community College several years ago, we had one of the absolute best college ministries I can ever remember with the Wesley Foundation, the Wesley Fellowship, and it's so many kids were involved. I mean, it was not uncommon to have 150 on Wednesday night, and kids drove back from Troy, AUM, Auburn, Alabama, Jacksonville State on a Wednesday to be part of that.
I think deep in their hearts they desire that, they want that, but it's kind of a dangerous time in their life. I'm going to say that because up until this point, your mom and dad, at least that's what we did in our house. Hey, get up, we're going to church.
No, you're right.
But now that's their decision. They can lay in the bed at college and not go, and they're responsible now for their relationship with Christ. And given the opportunity, we've seen Fellowship of Christian Athletes do the same thing. They want that. They'll latch on to it. But, you know, I was on the phone with the exact group that you were talking about when they told me that they were taking the money away from all of those organizations, except the ones at the largest colleges. So there's another factor that's in there. But I'm glad we're taking a stab at it. And David Hand is committed to following through this year with the college opportunity for sure.
Right, and we do have a need in this area. We have a couple of community colleges in this area that can take advantage of this, and that, you know, students, you don't have to be a member of the church to come and be part of the college ministry, and
or our youth ministry.
No, either one.
Right.
And we have a lot of kids that
we do
come
have some,
and are friends of kids that are in our church.
That's right.
And they go on trips and they participate. And again, a natural pull back. I think we had this discussion maybe a month or so ago that a lot of times, you know, couples will get away from going to church, and then they get back in church through their kids.
When they have children.
When they have children and their children get to become friends and get invited. Again, I'm not going to name any names, but recently we've had some friends that did just that. They became members of our church, and they started coming on a regular basis because their kids were friends with kids in our
And
church.
because they look back in their life at a time when all the people in the church reached out and made a difference to them
right.
when they were that age, and they want their children to experience the same thing.
They do. And so
I don't blame them.
you know, there's all types of different ways that you can bring people back into the church.
Absolutely.
And man, some of the best ways to do it are through their own kids.
Oh,
Kids being fired up, getting excited, wanting to be, you know, at youth on Wednesdays, wanting to be at youth on Sundays and doing the things and wanting to be involved in a small group on Sunday mornings and at church and don't want to miss church and how important that part is in their life.
I could write a book on stories of how children got their parents coming to church and accepting Christ into their life.
Right.
They were the tool that God used
Right.
to bring their parents to church.
It happens all the time.
Well, it happens in travel ball.
It does. It does.
You're going to go be where your kids are. And if your kids are wanting to pull you, say, hey, Mom and Dad, you need to come to church, man. This is great. They're going to come.
No doubt. No doubt. So, again, going through what we're talking about here with confirmation up through Senior Sunday here in a couple of weeks, you got kids that are going to be making some, and a lot of them have already made decisions on where they're headed to school, whether they're going to stay home and maybe go to community college, or they're going to take that leap and move off to a to a university somewhere that may not be too far away,
Yeah.
but some of them may be, you know, and that's another thing that is an adjustment for kids that age, that you're not just down the road from your parents. You know, when something happens, you may be a few hours away or whatever. You might be half a country away, depending on where you go.
They're going to find their own opportunities to be a witness for Christ. They're going to go to schools. They're not going to know a lot of people. They're going to stand out sometimes, and sometimes in not so good a ways.
Well,
they're going to feel a little persecution.
Well, I'm going to use an example right now, a real world example of what we're watching with all these
Oh, my gosh.
Jewish rallies in on these college.
Is that real?
Well, speaking of college kids, this is what we're talking about. You've been exposed.
Perfect.
You've been raised into what your parents and your church believes with Christ, and trying to preach the importance of having a relationship
in America.
and in your love for your country,
Right.
and then you go off, and man, it's almost shocking sometimes to the system when you're exposed to something that extreme, and that may get somebody that doesn't have a strong faith thinking about, well, I mean, have I been doing this the right way? I mean, these people are really passionate about this.
They're supporting the terrorist.
But you're seeing people look, I heard a girl on TV talking about one of these protests at one of these universities. She said she had a really good friend that started off with, at the beginning of one of these protests, like, okay, I just want to support them because I don't think, the murder and the killing on either side is right. So I'm trying to stand for solidarity for both sides, and I'm not
peace.
I'm not anti-Jew, but I'm not anti-Palestinian. I'm trying to do and she said within 3 days, she was a totally different person and had become radicalized toward, started spewing hate and started doing things. And she was on there talking about how
scary.
Well, that's how fast somebody that's vulnerable, that doesn't have a strong faith, can be drug into something like that. She said she wanted to make it known. She wanted to be on the news and say, this is what's happening. This is what's going on. You got somebody that's a good friend of mine that started off this way, and then by the end of the week, she was somebody I didn't recognize and had conformed to radical beliefs and things that were extremism. So, you got to worry about your kids when they move away.
That goes back a long time, Brett. Tex Watson was the president of the University of Texas, and he was the right-hand man of the greatest murderer in history, Charles Manson. Tex Watson was the right-hand man of Charles Manson. He was the president of Texas. So the college, what does that tell us? The college environment has always lent itself.
It's always been a breeding ground
for that
kind of stuff.
For rebellion. That's right.
We've seen it through every decade.
Oh, yeah.
Some more than others, but you can go back through almost any decade and find the same kind of things.
I walked a quarter of a mile to go to a class one morning, and it was during the streaking thing. And I bet 100 kids, naked kids, ran down the sidewalk across from me.
What did that accomplish?
Guys and girls.
What did that accomplish?
I don't know.
You didn't join in, though, did you?
No, I didn't.
All right, we're going to go to break. Stay tuned. More to come right after this.
Hi, this is Brian Bice with Bice Motors. With our all-star lineup of Dodge trucks, Jeep, SUVs, and Chrysler cars, we offer the area team dedicated to making your next vehicle purchase a positive experience. Our sales team offers competitive pricing, and we back up all sales with a service department second to none. Bice Motors also offers the area's best selection of pre-owned vehicles. Visit Bice Motors at 2133 Cherokee Road in Alexander City.
Guaranteed lowest price. Buy it at Bice Motors.
Whether it's Lake Martin, Lay Lake, or Logan Martin, boaters from all over the state of Alabama come to Alex City Marine, just off Highway 280 in Alexander City, Alabama, because it's worth the drive. With the best deals on unbeatable Suzuki outboards, Manitou and Landau Tritoons, and a great pre-owned inventory while they last. Alex City Marine is the pros the locals know. And no matter where you're from, when you're here, you're local to us. Alex City Marine, just off Highway 280 in Alexander City, Alabama. AlexCityMarine.com.
As your State Farm team, we will be there for you with the financial strength to deliver on our promises. Service, that's a sure thing. You can think of us as your good neighbors who help protect what's important to you. We're here when you need us the most. You can call us 24/7 to get answers to your questions, file a claim, or see if we can find you more ways to save. We have many coverages and many discounts. We can help protect more areas of your life and find every discount you qualify for along the way. Please call us or visit 2048 Cherokee Road for coverage you can count on.
Amanda Scroggins with RE/MAX Around the Lake will cover every inch of Lake Martin's 880 miles of shoreline to find your family's dream home. Amanda's experience is top-notch, and she is consistently a top 10 RE/MAX agent in the state of Alabama. Her love for her clients is sincere and from the heart. Call her today at 256-749-6634 or visit her website, amandascroggins.com today.
Medicine Express Family Pharmacy, located conveniently at the corner of Airport Drive and Highway 280 in Alexander City, offers friendly service, convenient drive-through service, and can answer any questions on prescriptions and vitamins. Local family owned with 30-plus years of pharmacy experience, they also offer compounding services, which includes personalized hormone replacement, therapies, and pain gels. And they accept most insurance and discount cards. Go see them today at Medicine Express Family Pharmacy.
Hi, this is Brian Bice with Bice Motors. With our all-star lineup of Dodge trucks, Jeep, SUVs, and Chrysler cars, we offer the area team dedicated to making your next vehicle purchase a positive experience. Our sales team offers competitive pricing, and we back up all sales with a service department second to none. Bice Motors also offers the area's best selection of pre-owned vehicles. Visit Bice Motors at 2133 Cherokee Road in Alexander City.
Guaranteed lowest price. Buy it at Bice Motors.
Welcome back, everyone, to Inside Cornerstone.
They missed the best part,
they did,
man.
They did. We'll run those clips one day, all in one big, huge deal.
I'd rather not. But
Yeah,
okay.
but anyway, as we left on that last segment, talking about extreme, I think we went from extremism to how some of your past experiences in college. So
Yeah,
not that you were personally
I was
involved.
absolutely an observer during the streaking era. I just want you to know that.
Well, we all feel better now, so we feel okay. But going back to continuing our conversation, we got Senior Sunday coming up, and hopefully they'll
With
be
clothes.
with their cap and gown.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, you couldn't help it. You couldn't help it. But we got a great group of seniors.
Yeah, we do.
That'll be, it's their turn. When I worked at Central Alabama Community College, one of the best things that I did over the 27 years was getting to go talk to senior classes and talk about their, kind of their future and kind of laying out the groundwork for what they need to be doing at this point in time in their life, going to college,
Sure.
the things that, for financial aid, admissions, all that kind of good stuff. But really talking to them about this is one of the biggest, if not the biggest step that they'll take in their life.
I think so.
From you've been used to the same thing every year. You progress from one grade to the next to the next. You're at home. You've become an adult. You're about to take that leap. And really, there is no set path for you now. It's you get to choose. You get to make a decision on what kind of career you want to go have. What kind of job do you want to have? What do you want to do in 5 years, or where do you want to be in 10 years? Well, those decisions that you're making right now will impact what you do 30 and 40 years down the road.
Yes, no doubt about
And
it.
so from a spiritual standpoint, I talked about it from a school standpoint and the things they need to do in this world, the worldly things, but you have a job as the pastor of the church that you'll look at those kids here in a couple of weeks and you'll talk to them about whatever decisions they're making to make sure that Christ is involved in what they're doing, and how important it is to make sure that they always stay committed and have a good relationship with Him.
I think maybe the key phrase there, Brett, that we're looking for is you're never alone.
Right.
And not just and
you
Brett,
said that last year.
Christ,
You
yeah.
said that last year.
And I'll probably do something similar.
Right.
I want those young people to know that when they go out there, and that's a lonely feeling. You get to school, to college,
Right.
and you don't know anybody. And you don't know your teachers, you don't know the kids, and you can get pretty lonely in
man.
that setting. And we want them to know that Christ is in them, and the church is right there supporting their every move.
I'm going to use a great example of what you just said. When it's so easy to move away from home and get in a routine where you just go to class and you just go back to your apartment, and maybe you don't find a way to make friends, or you find a way to get into an organization or a group.
Right.
That is crucial. And
Yeah.
not only is it crucial to become involved, but to become involved with the right people.
That's right.
The right group, not choosing to be around something that is going to, I hate to use the word, but like the young lady said on the news the other day, that would radicalize you and basically reform your beliefs into something that is not who you are.
And the adults in your life are supporting that kind of thinking.
Right.
You don't have anybody sitting there when you get home that you can share. Well, you wouldn't believe what happened today. I mean, everybody's supporting that, and it's scary. It's awful scary.
My personal part of it, my son is at Auburn, and since he's been at Auburn, he's involved in a bunch of stuff.
Sure.
That's just how he's been. And he talked about but until he started his job, though, the first few weeks, he's going to class, he's coming back to his apartment, and he's got a lot of friends down there, and he'd hang out and stuff. But when he got his job with Auburn Athletics, he talked about how much his whole aspect about being in college changed, as far as having a purpose, being involved, going to school,
right,
but then going to work, and then being around good people, being around fun things, enjoying what you're doing, being in your major, and making new friends, networking. He said it's an entirely different experience.
That's what we want for all those kids. That's the goal right there.
And again, being around the right people.
Oh, yes.
With the right objectives and the right things that you want to do.
And they feel just like you do.
They do. They do.
I mean, and you see that bonding. When I played on the tennis team at Auburn, I had seen this guy named Reg Harris. And I saw him at tennis tournaments. He was good. And there he was. He was coming out just like I was. And we became the best of friends. I mean, we became tremendous friends.
Right.
Some of those friends you make in college are going to be lifelong, and some of your best.
No doubt about it. We actually, and I told high school seniors this, you've got your friends that that you've grown up with, and you'll keep your friends. I mean,
sure.
I'm not saying you're
high
going
school special, no doubt.
But the friends that you make, like some of the friends that I made at Central Alabama and Auburn, are still some of my best friends ever. And some of the ones I keep up with, and we stay in touch, our families, that is a bond that you build.
Your
And
high school friends you see every 5 years. It's a reunion.
That's right. That's right.
And you still love them.
That's right. Correct. And then there may be one or two of your high school
Maybe.
friends that
Are part of your
that
life.
are part of your life and
Right.
that you're really close to. But for the
Right.
most part, the people you go off and you meet and you build these new relationships with are the ones you keep for years.
That's
you know,
right.
hopefully for life.
Because you made those friends when you were on your own.
Right.
The high school friends are great, and my high school friends, I love them to death. We love each other, but it was in the context of our homes and
Sure,
our parents
sure.
and our churches. But you made those friends at college. You did.
That's right.
Right.
It took you to go out and
That's right.
and kind of step out of the box.
I agree.
And become
Yeah.
friends with whoever. All right, well, Coach, we got about a segment and a half left on the show. We got a lot to get to. Again, we'll be talking more about Senior Sunday next week. We'll have a special guest on the show next week as well. Our new director will be here for Jacob Slatter, so we'll unveil that next week. We'll talk about that. Obviously, we'll recap confirmation weekend. You got baptism coming up on Friday.
Friday at the lake.
You got the service coming up on Sunday,
Sunday,
so we'll
yep.
recap that too next week. But want to talk about the service this past Sunday, and then you were able to speak at Rick Burgess's event. Last week?
It's called Man Church.
Man Church.
I'd never heard of it, but everybody else had. And that one of the groups that supports that is down at Auburn Farm. That church.
The farm.
If you go,
Oh yeah. I know.
as you're going into Auburn on the right, and it's for men, and it's a program where men are talking to men about how to be a man in this culture we live today, and how to have influence at home and on your jobs, and having character and just having a strong witness for Christ, men. And I think we got a lot we can talk about on that. But I enjoyed it immensely. I was able to just
I want to say
kind of cut it loose, and everybody, we laughed and cut up and had fun and talked about Christ, and it was a great group of guys. It really
I'll
was.
say this: I don't know Rick Burgess personally, but I've obviously listened to him a lot over the years, and seen some things online and YouTube, and with him speaking at big groups, and he's had a lot of things hit him in his life, and he's a guy that's about as open with his faith as anybody in his role, in a prominent role, a popularity role, somebody that everybody recognizes because he's got a show. But he never fails to talk about his love for Christ, and he's had some things in his life that have happened that have challenged.
Yes.
And man, he has never wavered one time.
Right.
I brought him up so many times when I've taught lessons in Sunday school, and I found myself going back to a couple of examples, but one when he lost a child in a pool accident,
Right.
and the baby got outside and got in the pool and drowned, and he flew out. He still had an obligation to go. He was supposed to speak at a huge Christian event in Pigeon Forge that weekend, and he still went. And,
I understand that.
And
I do.
he was a little emotional on stage, but I watched that, and he talked about, I'm dealing with this right now, and I still haven't had time to process it, but I felt like, it was important for me to be here.
He used it for God's glory.
He did. He used it
Right.
for God's glory, but man, so many people, it was a good show of. He walks the walk that he talks, because
Exactly.
he could have easily become bitter and said, "I'm not doing that," and I can't believe
Happens all the
I can't
time.
believe that this happened to me and my family, and I've been,
I've been trying to do the right
I've been
thing.
doing the right thing. I try to
Right.
be, somebody that's, a flag bearer for you out here in this world, and then
this happened.
And this happened. He
Right.
didn't do that. And there's another incident in his life he's used, and several of them, but he's always gone back to Christ, and it's always been about him, and he's whatever the situation,
That's
he's
right.
used to glorify God.
That's
It's amazing.
right.
So we'll take a break, come back. I want to hear about the event with Rick Burgess,
Sure.
and then we'll finish up the show. Stay tuned. One final segment right after this.
Hi, this is Brian Bice with Bice Motors. With our all-star lineup of Dodge trucks, Jeep, SUVs, and Chrysler cars, we offer the area team dedicated to making your next vehicle purchase a positive experience. Our sales team offers competitive pricing, and we back up all sales with a service department second to none. Bice Motors also offers the area's best selection of pre-owned vehicles. Visit Bice Motors at 2133 Cherokee Road in Alexander City.
Guaranteed lowest price. Buy it at Bice Motors.
Whether it's Lake Martin, Lay Lake, or Logan Martin, boaters from all over the state of Alabama come to Alex City Marine, just off Highway 280 in Alexander City, Alabama, because it's worth the drive. With the best deals on unbeatable Suzuki outboards, Manitou and Landau Tritoons, and a great pre-owned inventory while they last. Alex City Marine is the pros the locals know. And no matter where you're from, when you're here, you're local to us. Alex City Marine, just off Highway 280 in Alexander City, Alabama. AlexCityMarine.com.
As your State Farm team, we will be there for you with the financial strength to deliver on our promises. Service that's a sure thing. You can think of us as your good neighbors who help protect what's important to you. We're here when you need us the most. You can call us 24/7 to get answers to your questions, file a claim, or see if we can find you more ways to save. We have many coverages and many discounts. We can help protect more areas of your life and find every discount you qualify for along the way. Please call us or visit 2048 Cherokee Road for coverage you can count on.
Medicine Express Family Pharmacy, located conveniently at the corner of Airport Drive and Highway 280 in Alexander City, offers friendly service, convenient drive-through service, and can answer any questions on prescriptions and vitamins. Local family owned with 30-plus years of pharmacy experience, they also offer compounding services, which includes personalized hormone replacement, therapies, and pain gels. And they accept most insurance and discount cards. Go see them today at Medicine Express Family Pharmacy.
Amanda Scroggins with RE/MAX Around the Lake will cover every inch of Lake Martin's 880 miles of shoreline to find your family's dream home. Amanda's experience is top-notch, and she is consistently a top 10 RE/MAX agent in the state of Alabama. Her love for her clients is sincere and from the heart. Call her today at 256-749-6634 or visit her website, amandascroggins.com, today.
For 30 years, Derek Blythe has built a reputation in the Alexander City area as the family attorney. He's always been passionate about fighting for his clients because he believes everyone deserves an advocate in their corner. People of his community deserve to have someone in their corner to fight for them. And he loves making lasting relationships with those people and their family. Whether you're seeking child custody, divorce, visitation, looking for compensation after being injured in a car accident, probating an estate, dealing with a contractual dispute, fighting.
Hi, this is Brian Bice with Bice Motors. With our all-star lineup of Dodge trucks, Jeep, SUVs, and Chrysler cars, we offer the area team dedicated to making your next vehicle purchase a positive experience. Our sales team offers competitive pricing, and we back up all sales with a service department second to none. Bice Motors also offers the area's best selection of pre-owned vehicles. Visit Bice Motors at 2133 Cherokee Road in Alexander City.
Guaranteed lowest price. Buy it at Bice Motors.
Welcome back, everyone, to Inside Cornerstone. Again, we're located in Alexander City, Alabama, Cornerstone First Global Methodist Church. We have two services each and every Sunday. The 9 o'clock service, the more contemporary service at our Arbor campus, which is right across the street from our Green Street campus, our main sanctuary, our main church facility, that we have a service at 11 o'clock. And at 10 o'clock, we have our small group hour, so it gives you an opportunity to find them. Every Sunday for the last 4, 5, 6 weeks, we've been having a representative from each small group get up and give about 5 minutes.
It's been good.
It has been good.
Yeah.
About 5 minutes about each particular small group. And, of course, everybody's welcome to all of them. But every small group kind of has its niche, and you find your way into the one that you feel like you fit in with the best.
And if it's a new one and you're new and you fit in there with some more new people, it kind of helps those dynamics help. I think.
There's no doubt about it. So to kind of say all that, we have those, and then we have an opportunity for you to watch our services online. If you can't be there with us on Sunday, you can watch. We live stream all of our services, our 9 and our 11 o'clock service. They're streamed on Facebook. You can watch there, and you can go to our website, and you can click on the link there, and they're all archived. So if you miss them, you can go back and watch previous Sunday services with Coach Coleman over here and hear his message and hear what goes on in the service. But if you're looking for a church home, and we obviously would love to have you.
We sure would.
No doubt. We'd love to see you on Sunday, and we want to welcome you there. And if you already have a church, that's awesome. That's the whole goal.
Yes.
Is for you to be somewhere where you're involved and participating. And we lock arms with all of our churches here in our community because we're all advocating the same thing.
That's exactly right.
We're all
Yes, sir.
we're all for Jesus. So, all right, going back to the event that you went and spoke, talk about that because I think it's a tough role for men in this world we live in.
There's
right
no
now.
doubt
And,
about it.
There's a lot of fatherless homes out there,
That's
and we've brought statistics out here on this show before about certain things, and I'm sure we could bring statistics out about fatherless homes and kids that don't have a father figure, both girls and boys, and how that affects how they maybe are, how they are raised or how they move into, young adulthood or even into adulthood, how they view the world. Fathers, it's such an important role. And I know that sounds kind of like a oxymoron statement to make, but there are fathers that aren't involved with their kids. They're not involved in their family, and there's those that are, man, they're there at everything. They're involved as much as they can be. They're trying to be the best version of a Christian father they can be. So, but there's a lot of battles that you have to face as a man in this society.
Of course. In our culture, we kind of promote manhood as having such a tough and rough exterior that nobody can penetrate it, and we're supposed to be strong in that way. We look at the scripture, and I've spoken a lot of churches. Every now and then you'll see a church where a man goes to church and his wife doesn't. Every now and then. But all the time, you go to churches that have multiple ladies that are in the congregation, very faithful to the church, probably the pillars of the church, and their husbands don't come.
I was going to say it's more that than it was the former. So.
People like to get off on the Bible scripture that says, the guy's the head of the household, and they almost wave that around like some kind of flag or something like that. But I was discussing this with somebody the other day, and I said, well, what do you think about the verse that follows that? You know what it says? It says that you should love your wife as Christ loves the church. So while we're talking about how to be a macho guy and we should be the leaders, let's remember the fact that we're called to love our wives. We talk about the kids. What about the wives? I mean, we need to love our wives like Christ loves the church. We need to understand that raising these young people, these children, and, right here's where I would probably quote Cats in the Cradle, but I won't. But it's a song about that our kids turn out to be just like us. Now, we're going to get put in nursing homes and stuff like that probably when we get older. And one of the reasons is so our children and grandchildren can have their life. But there's a back in the day when taking care of the older people was the responsibility of the children and the grandchildren.
Right.
Reverse that. And, guys, we're going out doing our own thing, and we're losing time with our young people. We still need to have those fun things to do, but, man, there's nothing like involving your children in it. Brett, I know you do it. I want to do it. We hunt together with our children. We go to the ball games with our kids. That's family time that we spend together, all of us. In this country, one of the major problems we're having right now in America is a collapse of the American family. Right there at the root of all of our problems is the family eroding, the values of the family. And don't you think that's right there in the middle of our biggest problems?
It's probably the core problem.
I think it is the core problem.
I mean, I'll be honest with you, to kind of piggyback off what you said. It's very important, and when you're in the moment of raising kids, and I'm starting to speak on this from the other side of the fence now, that I've got a son that's almost done with college and will be out on his own, and then I've got a daughter that, will be a sophomore in high school. I mean,
And you had a father
that's right.
that spent that time
That's
with
right.
you. Right.
Well, my point of what I'm trying to say to everybody that maybe has smaller kids right now is that you will blink and those years will be over.
That's right.
And when they're
Yeah,
gone,
true.
And you hear so many people say, I'm not saying that your kids leave you after 18 years, but it changes. When your kid turns 18 and they decide, and we talk about transition
Independence.
in the first segment about going to college. And when they move off, it's never the same. And I've heard so many before me when my kids were young, and they would say, "Look, cherish those moments, be involved, be around them. I know you're busy with work, and I've got other things to do, but don't ever be too busy to be with them because you'll want those days back one day." And I look back, and I'll keep using Braden as an example because he's out now and he's in Auburn. Yeah, I was in the height of my career when he was coming along and he was in youth ball and things like that, and I coached him in every sport. I always asked him, did he want me to coach? Because if he got tired of me yelling at him and coaching him, I was going to let somebody else do it, but he wanted me to do that. Yeah. And I'm glad, even though I was extremely busy, that I made time, because if I could do it all over again, I'd do it exactly the same way. I'm so glad I chose that path. Right. And I've seen so many guys come up to me and say, man, I wish I had done. I wish I would have taken time. And I know everybody's job is different. I know everybody's personal situation is different, and maybe you can't be, some jobs you have to travel and you're gone and you're trying to provide for a family. So it's not a cut on anybody, but if you have the opportunity, you shouldn't find the time for them. You find the time for the other things. Make sure they're a priority. Absolutely. Make sure you take that time and spend it with them, because again, it goes by in a flash. And in the middle of all of that, and I know you feel the same way. Of course. You feel like, man, you just rocking and rolling, and kids are going to be here forever and all that, and you blink and
you're
you're
not. No. Hey, I'm driving up to a prayer meeting for men on Sand Mountain. Okay. I'm listening to James Dobson, Focus on the Family. Mr. Dobson.
Yeah, right.
So I'm listening to him, and let me tell you what he says. He said, Focus on the Family has made a difference in the lives of millions of people. But if my own children, if my own sons don't accept Christ as their Savior, then I have been a failure. That's James Dobson said that. I pulled over on the side of the road, Brett. When I heard that, I was thinking about other things that much less important. I pulled over on the side of the road, and I kind of caught what he said, and I changed everything I said at that prayer breakfast. I mean, I used what he said as the foundation of what I shared at the men's prayer breakfast on Sand Mountain. That's pretty powerful, coming from a man whose ministry has reached millions of people, talking about the importance of his own kids and the responsibility that he has to bring them to Christ.
You used a story, and it's I can't remember, a few weeks ago, about making a decision of who you're going to save. The person, your son, the kid, that's the two people drowning, the friend and the kid and the son, and the man chose to save the unsaved, or the kid, the friend, because
I do a train story like that.
Right, right.
Yeah, right.
But I mean,
I know what you mean.
The comfort of knowing the reason he made the decision is because he knew his son was saved. He didn't know about that other guy, and then the guy became a preacher.
Right.
And I know it's kind of a rush story, but it's very similar to James Dobson saying, "Look, I've impacted millions of people, but it's really all for naught if my own kids didn't hear the message."
That's right.
If I didn't have enough time to spend with them and I ignored them, I failed.
If we all took that responsibility with our kids, America would not be where it is today.
Exactly right. So it's been a fun show as always. Again, want to thank everybody for joining us today.
It's over already.
We're out of time, and we got to get out. So, but we'll see you next week with another great show coming up here on Inside Cornerstone.
Hi, this is Brian Bice with Bice Motors. With our all-star lineup of Dodge trucks, Jeep, SUVs, and Chrysler cars, we offer the area team dedicated to making your next vehicle purchase a positive experience. Our sales team offers competitive pricing, and we back up all sales with a service department second to none. Bice Motors also offers the area's best selection of pre-owned vehicles. Visit Bice Motors at 2133 Cherokee Road in Alexander City.
Guaranteed lowest price. Buy it at Bice Motors.
For 30 years, Derek Blythe has built a reputation in the Alexander City area as the family attorney. He's always been passionate about fighting for his clients because he believes everyone deserves an advocate in their corner. People of his community deserve to have someone in their corner to fight for them. And he loves making lasting relationships with those people and their family. Whether you're seeking child custody, divorce, visitation, looking for compensation after being injured in a car accident, probating an estate, dealing with a contractual dispute, fighting criminal charges, Eric Blythe is here for you.
Whether it's Lake Martin, Lay Lake, or Logan Martin, boaters from all over the state of Alabama come to Alex City Marine, just off Highway 280 in Alexander City, Alabama, because it's worth the drive. With the best deals on unbeatable Suzuki outboards, Manitou and Landau Tritoons, and a great pre-owned inventory while they last. Alex City Marine is the pros the locals know. And no matter where you're from, when you're here, you're local to us. Alex City Marine, just off Highway 280 in Alexander City, Alabama. AlexCityMarine.com.
Medicine Express Family Pharmacy, located conveniently at the corner of Airport Drive and Highway 280 in Alexander City, offers friendly service, convenient drive-through service, and can answer any questions on prescriptions and vitamins. Local family owned with 30-plus years of pharmacy experience, they also offer compounding services, which includes personalized hormone replacement, therapies, and pain gels. And they accept most insurance and discount cards. Go see them today at Medicine Express Family Pharmacy.
As your State Farm team, we will be there for you with the financial strength to deliver on our promises. Service that's a sure thing. You can think of us as your good neighbors who help protect what's important to you. We're here when you need us the most. You can call us 24/7 to get answers to your questions, file a claim, or see if we can find you more ways to save. We have many coverages and many discounts. We can help protect more areas of your life and find every discount you qualify for along the way. Please call us or visit 2048 Cherokee Road for coverage you can count on.
Amanda Scroggins with RE/MAX Around the Lake will cover every inch of Lake Martin's 880 miles of shoreline to find your family's dream home. Amanda's experience is top-notch, and she is consistently a top 10 RE/MAX agent in the state of Alabama. Her love for her clients is sincere and from the heart. Call her today at 256-749-6634 or visit her website, amandascroggins.com, today.
For 30 years, Derek Blythe has built a reputation in the Alexander City area as the family attorney. He's always been passionate about fighting for his clients because he believes everyone deserves an advocate in their corner. People of his community deserve to have someone in their corner to fight for them. And he loves making lasting relationships with those people and their family. Whether you're seeking child custody, divorce, visitation, looking for compensation after being injured in a car accident, probating an estate, dealing with a contractual dispute, fighting criminal charges, Eric Blythe is here for you.
Medicine Express Family Pharmacy, located conveniently at the corner of Airport Drive and Highway 280 in Alexander City, offers friendly service, convenient drive-through service, and can answer any questions on prescriptions and vitamins. Local family owned with 30-plus years of pharmacy experience, they also offer compounding services, which includes personalized hormone replacement, therapies, and pain gels. And they accept most insurance and discount cards. Go see them today at Medicine Express Family Pharmacy.
Hi, this is Brian Bice with Bice Motors. With our all-star lineup of Dodge trucks, Jeep, SUVs, and Chrysler cars, we offer the area team dedicated to making your next vehicle purchase a positive experience. Our sales team offers competitive pricing, and we back up all sales with a service department second to none. Bice Motors also offers the area's best selection of pre-owned vehicles. Visit Bice Motors at 2133 Cherokee Road in Alexander City.
Guaranteed lowest price. Buy it at Bice.
Hey everybody, I'm Brett.
Billy?
And I'm Matt.
And we want you to join us each week for Inside Cornerstone. Coach, Matt, excited to have this show on every single day throughout the week leading up to Sunday.
Jesus Christ is going to be glorified in everything we do. You won't just be listening to messages. You're going to be hearing about things going on at our church.
And make sure you join us at our worship services 9 and 11 o'clock.
Join us each week right here on Inside Cornerstone on WAXC TV.